This subject is people working from home. Now, I'm gonna tell you what me and my friends, Marissa, Sabina, my ex, we used to make marshmallows cook from inside. We used to do a lot of stuff, watch movies, um, do studio time, play boxing in the yard, just chill at each other's house. But also, I don't spend all day in my house. I learned how to go outside and enjoy nature. I used to run a lot, and I still do. I run a lot, I walk a lot. But even when I had a job at Walmart, I would get up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would go run. And I don't have to be to work till about 2 or 3 o'clock. And then about 10 or 4 or 5 o'clock, I go inside about 10 or 11. And and also I go in the back of Walmart and I go do suicides. So everybody asks me on my break, like people in automotives want to race me because all that energy in that one area, but also people don't know how to treat you right, and the employees, management. So you're dealing with all of that energy and people trying to take advantage of that. So I figured out where you can be creative, watch your favorite movies, or watch some creative, get your tablet, go outside and enjoy nature a little bit. You might go have to sit at a coffee house a little bit, um, at a Starbucks, go sit somewhere. Like, I had an idea for like actually a movie theater in my community where this building at right here. Because I'm getting tired of like just going out like gotta go to Garland to go see a movie theater. So I feel like I got a perfect spot right here by a hospital for a movie theater area. It's perfectly great, guys, and and it's perfectly great and everything for this movie theater. I make an Amazon movie theater because I love movie theaters. And one of the things we used to do in Carrollton, Texas, and Farmers Branch by the Rec Center, we have movie night. We have projector night. And Amazon Prime, we used to do that a lot in Farmers Branch. You at the Rec Center, we do projector movie night at a park. We do something like that, but we also busy. But at people always doing the same thing, the same concept. What do you? Sometimes when you go in the gym, and when I just moved in this new community I am, it got a lifetime. I have a lifetime gym. All people work is coming there. They don't like to talk. They don't like to be active. They stick to themselves. It's the economy that's in the same. That's a society that the mindset of interacting and how women interact with each other and how people interact because their mind is closed off. So the mindset is closed off where we are not getting that interaction. The only time you get interactions is events. Why interaction and not happening in gyms or getting to know each other. So I left the light. I got another membership down here, LA Fitness. I think I had a membership where I'm at right now. And I got a membership. I can go there right now. I just got to go bring my ID up there. But I feel like that if people are not being talkative, when you go in the gym with a woman, half the percent of the time you see a single man by himself, an older man, but you see women looking for certain things, and certain older women is sticking by themselves and not active. We talking about the community not being active. We talking about certain society is not being the way they is right now. You know what I'm saying? And doing these things, right? You know what I'm saying? But you're not being active in your way. I can go to Lifetime. I'm doing suicides in the gym, and before I move to this community, I'm doing suicides. So the thing is, right now, I'm in the season of sitting because I don't want the business and the business to take advantage of that Walmart. And the same mindset it keeps not changing in Walmart. The behavior, like I'm coming in there with confidence. I don't want to be slipped in that hole when something is the same. So I don't want to be in that environment. You know what I'm saying? It's the same mindset. The most important thing we got in society when a woman think they too much, but not able to involve themselves in certain individuals in certain society that it can have an impact. And a woman got to know what that means when you don't interact in those things in the man mindset. Billy had me read this. He's a Carrollton marketing manager, and when that stuff was going on, he had me read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And he talking about relationships, but I don't think that's half of the case because the women mindsets are off. And I'm looking at 14 or 15 years old, and jealousy with one of my relationship with cousins and stuff, and friends, and they don't have the things that I'm having. But if I take care, let me tell you, a person, mom said something to me about about Sabina's mom said, "I'm close to you." I said, "I only allow people to get close to me to understand me, right?" And she said, "I'm close to you. You're close to my body. You're not close to my heart. You're not close to my mind." That's something when I was dating your girlfriend, she had, dating your daughter, she had that. She had my heart and my mind. You can't do nothing with somebody you just close to the body. You got to understand the heart of it. And Sabina mom got to understand that. I didn't tell her that, but you have to understand the heart of it. So if you don't understand the heart, because Sabina mom used to always come to me, she sit by the porch by the mirror, and she talk about, I say, I only allow people to get close to me to understand me. And I'm close to, you're close to my body. You're not close to my heart and my mind. That's something your daughter have, Sabina have, and you have to understand that where that come from. And I never told her because she didn't understand me like Sabina understand my heart. She didn't understand what I mean by that. And we have a song about me and you against the world. So we are talking about things like that. We have to understand it. I'm going to colleges. I'm going to thrift stores. I'm helping out at elementary schools. I'm not, and you get older, and you got these managers try to dictate things. And to this day, then when I just moved over here in 2022, my last thing I saw my manager at Big Lights. She Mexican. She cute Mexican. She Mexican, and she cute. Everything. She still looked good as ever when I was a kid at Big Lots. And she's still looking good. She can still do it. And I'm like, hold up. If you see your managers and them since they was a kid, and goddamn, she's still able to look good. And she watched me since I was a kid. So a girl named Felicia, I was over there with her, and we friends over there before I moved over here in the community. And I said, God, she still looking gorgeous than ever. And then look at my manager to look like she didn't grow an age. It's like when I was a kid. So me seeing her still the same and still look, she's Spanish and and seeing her still never got old, like she still look like she haven't aged. She still have not aged, looking beautiful than ever. And she watching me since I was a kid. I thought she was gonna come back after high school. And just balancing things out because even when I left, I'm still there because I'm still doing multiple jobs. I'm passing Avon out at Creekview. I'm doing all of these things. And I met plenty more Creekview students, but I met somebody else when I had 5 more years and I was transitioning to another school. So those things, the worst thing, it can be hard for a teenager, for other parents to listen. And the concept of those things, I like the lyric of those things. And all of those things with that, you know what I'm saying? And people don't know I'm at Brookhaven, I'm at North Lake, I'm passing Avon, I'm doing elementary schools, I'm going to other stuff, I'm going to nursing homes. And people don't know my schedule. I gotta be at my friend Perry games and watching casting them. I'm hanging out with Maya, people like, and I'm trying to carry stealing cars, and he's known for stealing cars. So um, people got to understand where they come. And I'm telling this girl Felicia because she would just this dumb dude in Dallas, you got baby daddy issues and you trying to play me. And he got boyfriend issues and these niggas acting like a dummy in this city. So we're just doing things the way we want to do it. But when they in NBC and they talking about society and this guy wait for compensation, let me tell you something. It's the society's fault because I'm in CPS. Let me tell you, once CPS was good. I'm in CPS class and it was good. And the CPS office, we had a great conversation. And the CPS office was great. Me and the guys, we talked. I missed them. We had a great conversation. And Dallas CPS office by the McDonald's. I think they were just great. Everybody at the CPS office, me and the black security guards, we just bonded and we kind of understand. I asked them a thing about God, and we was able to communicate with each other. I think that was the great bond. I was able to, every day I came to see my son, we were just able to, and I kind of listened to them, and I kind of to start to understand where they was coming from as security guards, and just understanding their life and just listening to them. And I think that was more important, just connecting with them and just talking and just trying to understand. We was talking about God and we talking about everything with those things. Also, when I got to another Dallas office, in another part of Dallas office, Denton County was much more different, okay? I can't say nothing about Denton County CPS office. I think it was great. And I think Denton County CP office was great. And Denton, when you go past Louisville, and Denton County was good. I had a great experience there in Denton County. So I'm not gonna say nothing about Denton County. The people was right. Everybody was right at the CPS office to go see my son. I loved the energy that was in the room. I don't think I had any problem. It was a little off. I love everybody, and the energy was great. And then CPS office where you go see your kids, I think everybody was great. But the other Dallas office was kind of off. So if you got the CPS one and then you go to another one, it's kind of off the behavior. So a black woman said, if I support you, if I don't, that's the problem. Enough of our black people ain't supporting all of our black people. And we want to know where the problem at. And people get mad because if I'm asking, my God and the Spirit support me. A government can't do that, or nobody. It's something that God do in the vessel of me to just make sure I keep going. And we didn't have those things around there. I grew up, I had relationships. And anybody will tell you, we didn't have that. People, moms will tell you, they gangsters and dudes, they didn't have that relationship the way that Dallas County acts and community act with narcissists. Oh, we can't hang out with you. We don't have that. I grew up walking home from school with Mexicans and Puerto Rican. Ricardo uncles sell drugs like Ricardo and like Uncle Ricardo. He passed away on a motorcycle. And Kevion to tell you, him and my brother sell drugs and they got caught. And you growed up around people, and when you're around white and you're around Mexican, and everybody got that problem. But when you get older, you dealing with narcissist mindset. You're not once as a kid, and that'd be bad on us as kids when we get older. I didn't even have that experience in Big Lots, and Renee lied as a woman. You got narcissist managers. And let me tell you something where I'm not going to blame my whole employees because they wanted me to do more in Coca-Cola, and Renee and Steve tried to stop that. And a black manager in behaviors. Let me tell you something. Every time I go in 1216 and J-Lo asks, who do you want at your corporate office party? And I say, I want one of this cashier. He's a cashier and I forgot his name. Because every morning I come in 1216, he would say, Huber, you would get your chance. You would get your chance. I see you. And when I was at 299, 1216, 2019, it was kind of off because me and him used to having that work floor. And we used to talk for hours. And it just kind of our conversation got cut short because we no longer in a work flow no more. And one of my friends, he worked at Walmart. He was one of my coworkers. He was a car pusher. He worked at Kroger's. I went on an interview and I gave the Justice Department that. and he do music and he big in Dallas. His empire, like I had to tell him about my social media, and he got girl. He deal with a lot of people in Dallas, so I had to tell him like, look here. When I was interviewing at Kroger's, he was very encouraging me to work there, and he's in the room in Kroger's over there by 290. But I didn't like the way the manager acted, where he didn't want to give me the position, even though my coworker that worked at 1216. I recognize his leadership, and I recognize with me and him as a car pusher, we worked together, we talked to each other, we had that great chemistry with each other. And I was just talking to him in that interview. What made me not take that job is the way the manager acted. My coworker, my ex-coworker at 1216, he was a car pusher. I was ready to come and work there. I was ready to just take it and build as I go because I know he was there. And I know he was the I know like, oh, we work together, we sing, and we already talking when I'm sitting back there in the Kroger's interview. We already having that great because he telling me about his music. We already talking, and he's big and that he got girls, he's big, so I'm already knowing what he's talking about already. So what made me not take that manager because the way he behaved himself in that interview, and he changed his mind. So when I like after I actually had to, and I gave the Justice Department this. After he came in there, I didn't get that job there, but I also got a job. Walmart didn't want to hire me back, and Shy I kept asking my mom, we need you, because my mom worked there. We need you, we need you, we need you, and nobody they didn't want to hire me for it at first. And one day, and she told me to call again and say, we gonna get to the bottom of this right now. And I remember that conversation. But other employees don't know why I got hired back on, and they're gonna regret it again. They're gonna regret it again, and that's the problem. They everybody want to get their concept of where you're hired back on. But if you know the things that I know, and everybody want to speak on your situations, but they did not even deny me back. They told me good luck. And let me tell you, I talked to the career management at Walmart, where to Jessica and them and all the rest of them. After I was off the clock and I didn't work them, I said, Hubert, you do deserve to be rewarded for your hard work. That's a line. That's when you talk to career. That's positive. That's what Jessica. My problem of working, me doing what I'm told. You doing what you told. You get on my nerves. You still come to work after you get rolled up. It's the negativity out of employees, like the guy in Provis. He coming there and he talking about they got to start getting rid of people. And I said, they ain't gonna get rid of me. And I say, I said, they ain't gonna get rid of me. He said, how you, if I'm there every day? It's the behavior that's constantly considered going on. And we gonna see, like, and with the behavior. You know what I'm saying? So the problem I had in the work environment is where, all right, I'm happy as heck, guys. I'm happy. I never did inventory before, and I'm coming, and I talked to people off of Live Me and Big Live offices in Chicago, but the older man didn't agree with me on that one. He's in a manager position. And I'm talking to people from Chicago and New York and different states about my work experience off of Live Me and Big Live, and we growing that bind, but I didn't agree with one older black man, because if we doing inventory, and if he see me, if I'm watching him do it, and he watch me do it, and then some things are not right in the system of things, he just want to give up. I said, oh, hold up, we giving up? Just because I get something wrong the right time, and you watch me, you stand by me, you don't do that, man. You like, let's solve the problem. And that's the problem I had with him, man. And he's just looking. And me and Jessica, when Jessica started, had to leave him alone. And he's looking, and everybody, Jessica got to manage everybody. And while he being selfish as a department manager, and he's being selfish, man, it was hard to work with him because he got us stuck in that. You ain't no leader. And he said, what my badge say? Your badge say, what your badge saying? How you acting as a leader? You just give up on people without even figure out how can we solve things. And that's what I didn't respect about him as a department manager for the deli. We all looking at when Jessica got to manage everybody. He just sitting up there and just by himself being selfish. And being selfish, man. Like we just looking at all of us in the deli, in the meat department and different. We just looking at how he's acting, while Jessica trying to make sure everything is good, and we looking at how he's acting. And it's the same thing when new employees came in. I'm working outside the deli, and I'm with my robe on and I'm stocking, but I look at my coworkers for a minute, and I'm looking out outside the deli. I'm looking at about 3 or 4 of the new employees. And I said something looking at them. You know, I said, Jessica thinks she should think before she hired people. The customer popped up. But you're right. We looking at the mindset of them. And me understanding this, to be able to talk to the customers. To be able to talk to the customers, man. And that's the concept of what's going on here. And that's the concept of what's going on. And me and the customer we had a great bond. We talking every day, and employees would get mad. Usually I ain't friendly. Jessica manager. All right, it's my job to talk on the floor to everybody, like, and do all of that. And I'm getting all good customer service review. And Chris, the co-manager, he said something to me, Hubert. I get you to do the job, can I know that you can do it? And I'm doing a project in the back. And I'm doing a project in the back, and he telling me to take something down, and I had to redo it. And before I'm trying to redo it, and the employees from the deli come back there, oh, you doing other people's job, you make me sick. They come back there distracting me, and I can't get the job done. They teaming up on me. So Jessica is not telling them. I told them not to do it. When you got a manager that's not telling the employees, and Chris and co-manager not seeing the problem, and like I'm on the scrubber getting intimidated, oh, you doing other people's job? And you doing other people's job. I'm on the scrubber getting intimidated. So who you intimidating on that scrub? I look back at him, the little Mexican with the glasses. So like once I got rolled up, you still come back to work? Like, hold up for a second, man. Like, come on. It's about people not feeling like. And Ricky didn't understand. I remember Ricky said, told me, Hubert, you can't expect everybody to go the distance as you. But Ricky not saying what is going on here, what's going against me. The more I do what y'all told me to do, the more problems we have. Y'all not catching what's going on? You're not catching what's going on here? So you're not actually catching what's going on. Ricky and them not catching what's going on. Everybody still got their opinion of me, but you're not actually catching the concept. Ricky and none of them not catching the concept. James is not catching what's going on. You make me sick coming to work. Like, okay, you doing like you got managers like this is the problem here. So if I'm getting if me in the wall, and I warned everybody in that room. I told Jessica I'm going to call her, and people called me out on my bluff and still went against it. Like, I'm telling you, all right, the reason why I got them in their room because they trying to stop me from doing my job and doing all of that stuff. So the concept of that, and you go against the grain, Jessica and all of them go against the grain and not understanding the problem that lies ahead. So the concept of things of what's going on here, it can be the concept of it, right? So Dylan Miller was right here. Let's talk about the concept of what we're talking about here. If you want honesty, you can't sit in front the president and Joe Biden and Senator Ted and them and not tell the truth about what's going on here. And I told James on that conference call, and let me tell you what I told James. And same thing I told Ms. Lee. I told her thing. I told James, but I told James I'm gonna go to the Hampton, Georgia, in Atlanta, and I ain't promised it. And he rolled his eye. I went to go figure out the personalities, and he rolled his eyes when I said I was going to Walmart. I didn't promise that I was going to come back. I was going to go figure out the personalities. He rolled his eyes by the door because he caught on to what I was saying. So if he rolling his eyes and I'm talking to him about me while I'm in Atlanta, because I had to cancel my trip while I'm in Atlanta, I want to go figure out the personalities. And he rolled his eyes when I told him about that. So if I'm going to Walmart in Atlanta and I'm going to interact with the workers to see if I don't decide to come back, if I come back and I decide to leave again, where can I fit in with the personalities? And that was my main thing, or where I wanted to give it a try with the personality. And they come back and he act the way he act because of your employees, your team. And when I came back from Atlanta, the employee tried to play me and she acted like she was on my side and like, hold up, you don't tell something's wrong with you, something wrong with y'all, man. Nothing's not going on with me. They gonna regret everything they did. You know what I'm saying? And they say they don't need me and they stole my van ideas. It tells you on your social media platform, do you want your phone contacts to connect with your those vans? They stole it. We already know the concept of what Dylan Miller been doing. Don't lie and talk about when I had your number in my social media and had your number and it tells you want your phone contacts to connect with your social media. And Jessica was already following me on TikTok and things, but he's acting unprofessional as a billionaire, as a liar, as a CEO. So if you tell the truth about what you're doing and the concept of your behavior, you will lose your investment behind your lies, behind what you stand for. And you're gonna talk about you don't need my help. And I'm telling Jessica, man, Mirza made a cover for me. Get Your Weight Up Nightmares. And I'm telling the employees about the ideas about the letter, and they watching me and Jessica listening, sneaking, and I'm catching the spiritual behavior. And everybody, we electronics. I'm reading the Gucci Man book. So I'm reading the Gucci Man book. Me and Billy and the marketing manager acting unprofessional. And we looking at the marketing manager. I said, hold up. The first marketing manager didn't act like this. And she's coming up here acting all professional. And we looking at her spiritual behavior, me and Billy. And we looking at the spiritual behavior. We looking at the spiritual behavior of her. And like, you don't want to treat me right, but you mad because another person is interested in me that's coming in the store, that's actually telling me about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and they asking me, and other people asking me, how do I like the book? What did I learn about the book? And other black guys coming in there asking me, and they just talking to me. What did I learn about the book, Cuba? What do you like about the book? And I'm sitting at McDonald's. What do you like about the book? And we just having a great, and I'm telling them about this is some of the black people that was coming in there and everything and all of those things. It's like when I was in Atlanta and Hampton, Georgia. I was telling them about the animated thing and I was telling them about the history I know of Atlanta, and they were telling me we got along like and all of those things, right? So me and the people at Hampton, Georgia, we getting along really well. Like I only had a problem with one black guy in Hampton, Georgia. Like that's the only problem. Like I'm getting along with the Chinese, the white, the neighbors, the other blacks. And just one person got an older mindset. And like one police told me, Hubert, I need you to go around because he's tripping. I know you're on the sidewalk, but he's doing stuff, his mindset. And the police told him, Hubert, go around, just walk around. Don't even come on that same street. He told me in Hampton, Georgia, because he doing stuff and misbehaving himself as a black man. And I'm not even on his property, sidewalk. So if you're gonna tell Joe, if you're gonna tell Joe, if you're gonna tell Joe Biden to sit up there and tell Joe Biden and Donald Trump to get what you want, but you be honest about your involvement when you say you didn't need God help and I fight back. You tell Trump and them about your involvement, about your behavior, and about their lies. Oh, he become manager, I'm quitting. And I warned James. I warned James and everyone, if you don't take it, the same thing was not going to happen at Walmart. Why? Tell them if we're going to be honest, why did not I get the job as a stock? Because Neo was acting ass trying to invest. Nobody don't want we to be scared of of a CS, a person in the back room saying words that we don't supposed to be said and warn us, and we can't say nothing bad to them, say nothing back, and we lose our job in orientation. That's not right. So I think in orientation, people should watch what they say, because what he said, by me not telling him about himself, it made my confidence, because he had the power to stop me from getting my job, and I don't think that's right. A Neo to say those things. And once I started working and be able to prove myself that I can do the things, one year I said, hold up, all that stuff they talking about me, and you see me doing the things that I'm doing, and they telling me no, because you saying things that you don't supposed to be saying. And orientation, the same thing at 12, 16. And you making somebody confidence. A leadership don't supposed to do it. If you in a room, if you're CSM, if you in that back room, you got to know your words. You have to watch your words. And we have to understand that what's making a person not have their position and how they acting. You know, and we're not talking, this was nothing sexual getting thrown at. This is about words here. This is about words of behavior coming from Neo and the rest of them. So this is about behavior coming from them. So this when I was out there today, I'm not doing nobody nothing, but I'm giving people the experience of me being in the deli, and an employee gonna do something that you got, and I'm watching her mindset and her spiritual behavior, and I'm watching her. She gonna intimidate, and I say, hold up. By the time, let me tell you what I caught that police officer. She calling, and then I call, but you can come to my knee. And when I saw that police officer, I'm watching his mindset, his intensity in his mindset. Got out there while at the Walmart, and I said, hold up, some telling me to go home. Some telling me to go home, go to the civil rights devotion, and I can go on my phone, but and to tell you, I can go on my phone. So you know what I did? After she did, after that police made that move to that customer, and we got to start doing that when you're in a situation. After that police made that move and he decided what he was going to do, instead of coming to my knee, I went walked home, because I'm already seeing what his mindset about, and his spiritual side about it is stress, it's tendency in the police officer mindset, the tendency in the mindset that it wasn't right. When he stepped out that truck, it was not right. So hold up, I'm watching what's going on here, and I'm seeing this what's going on here, and I'm like, hold up, I need to change the outlook on everything. So I walked home. So I wasn't avoiding the police. So I wasn't avoiding them, because I know if I avoid them, their behavior is going to show that I'm in the wrong. So I went to a civil rights devotion, and it talks about if you can discriminate on stores, sidewalk, place, any of those things, public places, hotels, stores, businesses. So it actually, if this happened in the custody of a police, and all of those things that's going on, So we have to understand what is the problem or other things of what's going on here. So they acting up, and I hold up, and their body is still, the emotion is still going on. The body of the emotion of a human is still going on. So, and it's not happening, and like nobody wants to deal with that, man. You gang member not educated. You wonder why you taking advantage. You don't have to take your violence out on the thing, on a police officer, and all of y'all putting y'all guns. And I'm reading the 1994 gang members and Crips, and it talks about when they get interviewed, the more they mess with us, the more we the most mess with us, we go on a civil rights devotion, and we doing things. You got to learn how to be different in mindset, and she was intimidated me. So you know what? I backed off, and I said, "Oh, let me get out the room, because you and they business, and Dillman Miller manipulation is getting the best of his power behavior, is getting out of control, and not want to listen." So when we got a concept of a man, a CEO that want to play by his rules and not scared to lose at any cost, and vindictive behavior, deception, and a little employee spiritual behavior. It's the spiritual behavior that's going to get you, man. You playing around with God, man. God get tired of y'all faking y'all love for him, man. God is getting tired of Walmart and hey, you're doing it right now, Doug McMillan. You're doing it right now. Hey, you're willing to betray God again. You're doing it right now. Democracy, Walmart, communities. You're portraying the spirit of God. God is occupying this spirit. No medication. God is occupying this spirit. But they're not educated in their gang organizations. So I'm telling them why, and I asked the police officer after I gave him the civil rights number. It's the same thing when you're having weed and drugs in the back of your car. You don't have to let them check you. When you see them, they gonna tell you, did this happen in the custody of a police officer? I was being intimidated last June, and right when I was being intimidated, I saw a police officer, and they asked, did this happen? And I said, no. Hotels, you can discriminate on housing, and all the rest. It talks about all of these things in these um in these things. But let me tell you something. Miss West and everybody in that courtroom think they're gonna get away. And that's not gonna happen. That's not everybody in that different courtroom think they're gonna get it right with intimidation and racial act. God is not gonna let that happen in that courtroom. The prosecutors, anything that you do is a liar. And who you get to portray God for your lies is gonna be a biggest problem in the situation. It's going to be the biggest problem of what's going on here. And these little kids, I didn't have that problem. You know they're a joke, right? Because when Terrell and I gave the Texas Music Office, the people at Creekview, the people at Terrell and them and Tavine and them and all the rest of them, they chilled at my house and they sisters used to take me, they sisters and him and their sisters. We used to go to Taco Bell. We used to hang out after school. They come and get me in their truck. And Terrell always wanted to do music. And they used to chill by my house. And Miss Laura Lee asked Hubert, who the kids? I said, they just Tavine and everybody. I thought DeMarcus is somebody. I don't like her new boyfriend, man. I do not like one of the girls. I like when her and DeMarcus was together. Because she came to my house. And when I had a party with my cousin, her boyfriend acted some type of way and threw the connection off. So I'm like, hold up. We've been on each other for a long time. I've been knowing you since in school and you're Spanish. And you let your boyfriend act the way when I got my cousin them over. I'm staying in Horizon Fall towards Plano. And I know you since you was a kid and you chill. And you let your little boyfriend come over. I said, I'm better helping when you was with DeMarcus. Like, come on. I've been watching you since you was a kid. I'm better happy when you're DeMarcus and me and her. Like, come on. I don't like that relationship. I didn't like that friendship of just watching her. And, like, I didn't like that, like, at all. I like it when she was DeMarcus. So, they used to chill by my house after school. And Tavine, I was very protective over certain individuals, their friends. Tavine, I was just protective over them. So it was certain things that I was protective of them about. So I didn't allow people to get next to them, and I know Tavine got me around his little sisters, and Terrell got Tavine, DeMarcus got a sister, teenage sister, and all the rest of them got friends. And I got to worry about the mirror manipulation because he already planned. He actually me playing with a queen, and I'm like, hold up. And he get mad because I don't want to hook them up. I say, your attention is what your attention is. And I say, what your attention is. So I was very protective over DeMarcus, Tavani, Terrell, and them sisters and every friends. And my friends, I was very protective over them. And what is your attention? And we usually chill we go to Taco Bell, they come and get me, and we walk in the Taco Bell, and they little sister. So when Tavani got me around his little sisters and them, and Terrell got me around their little sister, I got to be very cautious on who I let around them. And I'm not about to let that happen with Demir and them. and arrested their friends because I'm not about to let that happen. So it gets to a point where I was just very protective over everybody, Terrell and them, everybody, and and people got to see the way I am in things, and how things have been doing at me, and the way I'm just trying to protect. And I was we chill at the gym, and they found that people didn't know that me and somebody talked a way longer time before I knew Tavine and them and met them. And Kevion was like surprised. We talked way before that. I was still in Newman Smith, but Sabina have her flawless. We've both and Marissa been jealous. I'm getting into with cheerleaders. I'm dating this girl named way before anybody was involved. Before me and Christina, anybody. I dated somebody named Tusher. I Am Legend with Will Smith, and the thing with that relationship at school, home life can be good. You come into my house, home life can be good, but when because like I'm going to colleges, guys. I'm at Brookhaven, I'm at North Lake, I'm at all of these things that's going on, and I'm doing the thrift stores. I'm going to different jobs. I'm not just at one job. I'm at other jobs. I'm in South Dallas. I'm in Dallas. I'm at other jobs. I'm going to Capel. I'm doing my teacher. She's making the checks, man. She got this recipe cake. Shout out to my cousin baby mama, man. Um, love her to death. At Target, she tried to get me on because she's seeing the potential at me in Target behavior, man. And shout out to her. I love her to death. And my cousin, baby mama, shout out to her. Just love her to death. And that interview didn't go good because the way they was behaving. And I realized something. I have always called Rebecca. It was something with them because I have used Walmart, Rebecca, and them every time for a reference. And I always got a job. And something's wrong. If I'm like, hold up. If I'm putting Rebecca a charge now into this thing, and I got Walmart on there, another job that I experienced, why is the problem? Because any other job, they able to call Rebecca. Something's going on with that, guys. Something's going on with that when I'm getting jobs and they ask me about my management and they call in 1216 and I'm getting a good response and they hire me, Tarja Russ, and I'm getting a good response. Amazon, it's you don't do an interview, but they go over the thing at Amazon. You don't do it, you just call in. But that's the problem. Something's going on with that situation. And I said, hold up. Rebecca and Steve, Rebecca and them, and Rebecca's husband and worked there. And I never got a bad, and I'm able to get the jobs when I say Rebecca, Russell and them, and I'm giving and I'm telling them about it. What's the problem with Target? What is the problem with Target? I got my job files right now with all my resume. I got up to date my resume on my computer. Ain't nothing for me to update anything that's going on in my computer. And I said, what's going on here? So when one job don't hire you, another job. So when that job didn't hire me, and UPS tried. They tried so much. They called me up there 8 times, but I had stuff going on with Social Security and not want to listen. They really wanted me there. So they really wanted me there. Have a good day, Byron. Be blessed. Have a great day. And they try every day to get me there, but I'm having a problem with Social Security and the things that's going on. So I'm having those things that's going on in the format. So why is the problem going on in that situation where data problem? Because Rebecca, I never had a problem before getting like any one of those jobs. I had the job at Kroger's, but I didn't like the behavior from them. It's the concept of just doing those things in the format of addressing those things. And he comes in there intimidating me. I'm like, oh, you got a problem, man. Because you see me in a position and you got a problem because you didn't want to hire me. You wanted to change your mind. I didn't want to deal with that, man. That's why I told Doug Miller, you have always welcomed me back. God said, think about the decisions that you're about to make and what you're about to lose. about this behavior because they always under message. God said, I want you to wake up. Because right before I got back on, I had an interview at that Kroger, and that narcissist manager came in there intimidating me in the store. And he's work at that, and I gave it to the Justice Department. You want honesty? The reason, let me tell you something. I worked at DFW. Me and the national side got along, and the American side got along, and Starbucks got along. We got along real well. But Smart Card Manager had a problem because they didn't have that much to offer. And plus the employees would get jealous because they not that talking. They called me out of my name. I'm talking to kids and their parents. And I worked in the deli. I worked on the floor. And that's one of the main things I try to tell them. I worked on the floor. I'm pushing carts with my hand. And they walking around with smart cards with an attitude. They not talking. The smart cards got attitude. But when I get on the floor, I'm talking. Me and the people at DFW talking. Me and the American side, and they didn't like it. And the manager already had a problem sticking up for his jealousy employees and jealousy smart card employees. And he didn't want to hear nothing I got to say. And my ticket to work permit time to say, that don't sound like Huber. What did you do? And he didn't want to listen. Racism of a white man and how a black man of jealousy and racism didn't want to listen. Miss Tammy said, Huber, get them back their shirt. Get this piece of crap back their shirt. Me and Miss Tammy had a falling out. But let me tell you, Miss Tammy said, Huber, I need you to go another ticket to work program. They do things by county, not by just because you got a disability. They do things by county. And everything. I might have challenges, but I'm way more advanced than everybody. I understand that I can always catch up and step up a little bit more. And I never questioned that. I was in regular P, I was in band, I was on a football team, I was in theater. Like, I tell my brother right now, when they tried to teach me, what your coach said, let me teach you, and let me teach you. Like, and with Big Nick and everybody. So the concept of how everybody directing the energy towards those things, how can you understand it? I'm in a basketball team. They had these two Mexican twins. They're like Daddy Yankee, right? And then we all come in with jewelry, and they got Daddy Yankee, and they curly hair. And 08 and 07, they got those things. So we the only three with jewelry on and having all the money in our pocket. And we used to dap each other off with everything that's going on. So I'm basically working in theater, and people gotta realize I'm touching head with theater classes, but also my cell phone getting taken away from me because I told not to answer my phone, and my boss is already calling me, and you gotta understand, like I'm taking different lunches. I'm never on school. We learn something different than everybody. One thing you gotta know about me. My team, we passing newspapers and mails out, and I would do it more than others because my teacher would get, what took you so long? Because I'm talking to the class and I'm talking to the teachers while I'm dropping newspapers off at the classroom. I teaching in live. Let me tell you something. If we not gonna come to school, our mamas are not allowed to call. We allowed to call, and we call the office, and that's how I communicate. Miss Chassie always got that phone by that desk. And that's with any of us. And that's how we will communicate with each other and learn how to teach us how to speak. And I told them to teach us how to speak and do things with each other. So me and us and this able to do these things and the coordination and passing Avon out and all of that at Creekview and doing all of those things. And what we doing, we didn't have that, man. Like, people, parents, they narcissists that going on and the way they act in society, the way the black and Mexican, we don't have that in that country. Anybody, parents, they gonna try to manipulate and use people. And that's what we gotta realize. God said, prepare for people to use people in selfish ways. Manipulation going on in the streets. I don't got time for all of that, what you think. Because of the concept of a man and wait. And I've been doing music for a long time, but I can't take the jealousy out of Mirza, man. I can't take it. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it, man. Like, he had a problem. Everybody talk. I'm getting in touching heads with Cash and other cheerleaders. I'm touching heads with them. So I don't got time for when I'm having arguments But a woman, Chris Clark got a girlfriend that worked there, a girlfriend that go to school. We all sit in the cafeteria. I'm having different lunches, guys. I'm never, I'm never doing these things, right? I'm never doing these things, right? So I'm never doing these things. I'm always able to change my approach. I'm always able to change my approach. And this boy act like he can play with me. Sabina act like he on my level, and he coming with his jealousy, and all of these things that's going on. And that courtroom acting like a dumb walk away, you fake motherfuckers. Walk away, Texas music office, and big tucking that big. I'm watching you. I'm gonna have every last one of you in jail with your dumb. I'm gonna have the army come and arrest every person in that courtroom. Every dumb motherfucker racist person in that courtroom, in that community, in that mayor for racism. Don't use people to portray lies that you stand for. Because they're in other relationships and people in other friendships. Don't do that, man, because you don't know knowledge. I just messaged my person, David, and told him, look here, man, you're going to have people that trying to play you. I told Samantha, watch out for these niggas. And you look, I can't get back into my, oh, no, man. Nobody got